dolls, welcome back. Today's makeup tutorial is going to be a lot of fun, a lot of beautiful purples and oranges and rust colors and just really fall themed. There will be a full list of products for you guys in the description bar down below, and there will also be a link to my makeup tutorial playlist if you'd like to check out a few other tutorials from me. And that's it, let's go ahead and get started. So to begin my makeup journey today, I am starting out with the Burnt Umber palette. This is from Makeup Atelier. You can get this at Beautylish. These are some of the best eyeshadows I've ever used. This is the TO2 palette, and this little creamy peachy guy, I know it seems like crazy to be so obsessed with it, but I've never encountered a powder eyeshadow that is so creamy. It knocks my socks off every single time. So I'm using this as a base just sort of all over the lid, and it's going to give me this great creamy peachy pink base. Since I have this palette out anyway, I'm going to go ahead and use the medium sort of reddish brown from this palette and a Wayne Goss 17. So I'm kind of packing that into the brush, tapping off the extra. And I will use this in my socket line, but I'm only going to use this in the outer portion of the lid. And blend it over very gently. If you need to, you can even bring in a secondary brush to blend. A little bit of Cabin Fever from Makeup Geek. And I'm basically laying the belly of my brush on my eyelid instead of going at it like kind of dead on. And then rubbing it back and forth to get that nice seamless blend. Next, I'm going to pick up the black in this palette, which is one of the most velvety blacks I've ever used, but it blends wonderfully. And I'm just going to take my Smith Cosmetics 253 brush upside down to deposit color just right out here in this little outer corner. And pack it on. And then I will pick up my blending brush and blend that onto the lid again with the belly of the brush. Use the Tarte So Fine Microline, and you want to really shake it up whenever you have an eyeliner that has one of those little balls in it. It is so helpful to shake up the formula, and I find it like paints on easier, and it goes on a little bit blacker as well. So paint that on my lash line as you do. I'm going to take Masquerade from Makeup Geek and a 712 brush from Delium Tools. And this line got a little thicker than I had wanted, but that's okay. We're going to cover it up with this really pretty duochrome shadow, which was actually my plan. I hadn't planned on having my liner quite this thick, but it's okay. Next, I'm going to take a little bit of Masquerade on a MAC 217 brush. It's a little bit stiffer than the other brushes I've been using for blending. And I'm going to blend that into the black shadow. It's going to turn it a beautiful shade of purple. So this is a shiny eyeshadow, so anytime you put like a shiny metallic eyeshadow over black, it's going to come out even more intense. And I think it looks really pretty with the orange. So I obviously have a lot of fallout. I'm still going to clean it up, but I'm going to do something different today and finish the eyes first. So first thing I'm going to do is take Torch Liner from Urban Decay. This came out with the Naked Heat collection, and the pencil here is a little bit blunter and duller, so it's going to give me a little bit thicker of a line when I draw with it. I'm going to draw that right on my lash line up until the tear duct area. We're going to go ahead and leave that blank for now. And I'm going to take a teeny tiny Q-tip and use that to smudge this liner out so it's not quite as opaque. And next I'm going to go in with Alkaline, which was also from the Naked Heat collection, and this one I have sharpened much finer of a point, and I will paint that on right close to the lash line. For my inner rim, I'm going to use Perversion Liner from Urban Decay. My concealer today is from Wet n Wild. It's the Photo Focus Concealer. And I'm using an Inglot 4SS to blend that in with the liner that I had earlier. That's where you get that really great blend when you're almost mixing the concealer in with the liner. Oh, it's so pretty. So what I want to do is add a peachier color to blend that out. This is my Mango Tango from Makeup Geek. Get a little bit of that on a MAC 230 I'm forgetting my MAC numbers, MAC 239. And just use that to sort of set the under eye area. And because it's peachier, it's going to give it a great like smoked out fade. If I were to go in with an actually orange eyeshadow, it would end up looking a little too intense for what I want for this look. I want it to have like a smoked out look. Okay, and then something that's really, really fun to do for a look like this is to add a pop of color to the inner rim. So I'm taking a blue liner from Pixie and just putting it in the center of the inner rim. I'll play off my eye color really beautifully without having to be blue all over the inner rim. For my mascara today, I'm using the Clinique High Impact Curling Mascara, and for lashes, I'm using the Kiss Shy Lash. So for my lipstick today, I used Hollywood Lips from Charlotte Tilbury. This one's a little bit difficult for me to use. I really like the texture of it. It's interesting. It's in between like a wax and a mousse. It's a different kind of a texture. The wand for it's a bit different though. It has this like hard, thin, flat wand that's unlike any other liquid lipstick I've ever used. And it does apply it nicely, but around my lip edges I usually need to come in with a brush to kind of clean everything up. So for that I use the Furless PRO7M. It's a really great brush and it just makes everything have a nice crisp line.